How's it going, guys? And welcome to what is going to be the most epic gift guide on the internet this season. I guarantee it. We've got knives, we've got tools, we've got slingshots, swords, hatchets. We have incredible stocking stuffers like Boker OTF pens. We've got so much stuff that I'm gonna need a hand. Some might say I need some hands. So I got my good buddy Kurt to come on and he's gonna help me get through all this stuff.
What's up, man?
I'm so stoked.
Yeah,
I'm so stoked. We're actually in Kurt's garage, which is great. If you guys don't know who Kurt is, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna find out because he's an awesome guy, and we're gonna be blowing through a ton of rad stuff on the table, either for you or for other people in your life. And we're gonna kick it off with some really special stuff that's time sensitive. So this video hits on November 19th. If you're watching it on the first day, thank you for being here on the first day. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And there's some cool stuff happening in the knife world with some of our buddies. So our buddy Talon Sai and Two Feathers Production are going to launch this limited run of these mini tack horses. This is actually Talon's personal knife. So I reached out to him, I said, hey, you guys gonna do a drop soon? He's like, dude, we're doing a drop on this day. And I'm like, dude, the video's dropping on that day. So I think there's only like 40 of these. So if you've been wanting to get one of these just like thick, chunky workhorses, grab one. Talon has been beating the crap out of this one for the last 2 years, and you can see it's just gonna keep taking more. So that is one thing that's happening literally today at some point in time. Check them out, awesome stuff. The other thing is our good buddy Ben Banter over at NYX designed a really cool knife called the Banter. So I love the regular size Banter. I love the baby Banter. Oh no, I don't love the baby Banter. You don't like the baby Banter.
I think the baby Banter's okay.
Yeah, it's not my jam, but I love the Banter. How do you feel about the Banter?
Banter's great.
Yeah, Banter's a great knife. However, he's launching the big Banter, the giant Banter, whatever the name is, with Wii knives. This is the one for me. All day, this is the one for me. The micarta is great, the size is great. You were messing around with this beforehand and you were like, oh, this is it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's good.
So big Banter launching, pick one up from Wii Knives. And then finally, our buddy over at Notorious EDC, he's had a knife that's been in the work for a little while. Tom's a good dude, love that dude, and I know that his pre-orders go live, I'm pretty sure today, for a knife called the Kingpin. So pop over to Notorious EDC on Instagram and check out what he has going. There's already some cool stuff going, and we're not even at the table yet.
I know.
Which is so rad. And that's the thing, is the entire table is just filled with stuff that we were excited to talk about. Kicking it off with the knives, we're gonna go low to high.
All right.
I think that's the way to do it, right? So we're gonna start, down at like, $25 with this Gerber Pledge knife, just a really simple knife from Gerber. And we're gonna work our way all the way up to some fancy Wii stuff. So we got the Gerber Pledge here. Honestly, just a really standard liner lock knife. It's got like a polymer, nice little gray polymer handle. It's got like the Tonto, I don't know, what would you call that blade? A modified something?
Modified Tonto K-tip.
Modified whatever. Something that's kind of interesting about this is that you can see the screws on this side, so the thumb stud is actually reversible. So you can like loosen or tighten the thumb stud to either side, and then same thing with the pocket clip. 25 bucks, nice little, it's like a new knife from Gerber. We hadn't really checked it out yet. We reached out to Gerber, we're like, hey, can we throw that on the table? They're like, sure, so here we are. Speaking of reaching out to people, our good buddies over at Huckberry are sponsoring this video, which is super exciting. So they didn't tell us what to put on the table. Nobody told us what to put on the table. We're literally just showing you the stuff that we wanted to. But Huckberry is sponsoring the video. They are our first non-knife sponsor. So if anything we have from Huckberry intrigues you guys, if you want to click that link, that just helps us with the channel.
And this stuff's cool, so do it anyway.
Exactly. All right, so the next knife we have is actually another Gerber knife. We have a handful of Gerber knives on the table. They've got some new kind of like budget-minded stuff out. And that's the Gerber Stove, I believe is the name of this bad boy.
Let's check it out.
So it's just a PVD coated, skeletonized fixed blade. And goes for like 47 bucks, somewhere in that price range. I think this is really cool. This is the exact size of like EDC fixed blade I like.
Right.
I'm not as big of a fan of the sheath, personally.
I'm trying to imagine what it reminds me of. It either reminds me of like grandpa's old leather gloves, and that's what they looked like when they were brand new.
Yep.
Yeah, something like that, but it's very loud.
Yeah, it's a little busy. It's a little busy.
A little loud.
Yeah. So this
is cool.
It is. It's really cool.
I like this.
Yeah, and I might have misspoke. I think I might have called that the stove. That's the dibs. I'm pretty sure. They've got two, which means the other one's right here.
Dibs and stove.
So this is the Stowe. It's just a 440A little, it's basically just like the Dibs, but they threw some micarta scales on this thing. Exact same sheath design. Again, I think I would make a sheath for it personally.
Yeah.
But it is cool that it's a leather sheath.
And it's nice leather.
Yeah, it is nice leather. It's just a little busy. Little busy, little loud.
Little spicy.
Little busy, little loud. Respectively, those go for in that $35 to $45 range. And then that brings us over, I've got a little list here that I'm trying to follow. Trying to keep it in some semblance of order for you guys. So we've got the CRKT Facet, which you have. And this is a Ken Onion design. It's pretty cool. Just like a nice, like simple design D2 blade. The thing that's really neat about this is, so it's a frame lock, stainless steel frame lock, D2 blade, Ken Onion design, all the good stuff. It's assisted, which I normally don't like, but like close that and tell me what you think about the assisted action on it.
It's smooth.
Yeah, like you don't fight it. You're not overcoming it, right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't like assisted knives, because it's always that fight where it's almost an auto where you're like, should I close this with two hands or not?
It's got good leverage.
Yeah.
Instead of like having it. Yeah, I know what you mean. They get like super tight right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. No, that one, it shuts smooth.
Yeah.
Plus,
So
I'm a huge fan of Ken.
Oh yeah, Ken Onion. And this is a really great design, because honestly, some of Ken's designs, like the Leak, for example, right? Like I've never been a Leak guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this has got a good weight to it. It's got a deep carry pocket clip on it. And I like the length, I like the overall everything of it. There's actually a wee knife on the table that's also kind of like long and interesting. And we'll get to it here in just a second. But great little knife, goes for like $60. Now, I had mentioned Huckberry.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of cool stuff from Huckberry. And I want to be clear, like I said, they're sponsoring this video, and literally they were like, what do you want? And I was like, I don't know, let me look through your website and see what the guys and gals watching the channel would be into.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I grabbed, now this is a little bit of an expensive item. I have less expensive items from Huckberry as well. I try to do a good spread of like expensive and inexpensive, just depending on what your budget is. But I was in love with this thing. I don't know if you've got to even look at this thing yet. This is their waxed, flannel-lined trucker jacket. And this thing is so rad. Doesn't that feel good?
Dude, that is nice.
It's so nice. So anyways, it's just it's like a jacket that they do over at Huckberry.
That's cool.
And flannel lined, it's got a pocket on the inside. This is a great little jacket. I've been rocking this thing like crazy. I've never actually had anything that was waxed canvas.
Yeah.
I've waxed canvas.
Right.
Not to like not great avail.
Yeah.
This is rad.
Try it. I've tried it.
Exactly.
Usually I just make a huge mess, wax everywhere.
Exactly. So I threw this thing on. It's been really cold here in Utah. I threw that thing on, jumped on the motorcycle and went ripping on it, right? It doesn't have a zipper. It's only button up in the front. But dude, that thing, like no wind at all. It was so awesome. We haven't had any water, so I haven't had a water test yet. But that thing's pretty rad. I think it goes like for $250 on their website. But it's USA made, waxed canvas, flannel lined. It's pretty cool. Jumping back into knives, we've got this one is the Civivi Voltaic. A lot of these are like brand new knives or brand new tools that we were just like, dude, let's throw them in the gift guide and like check them out. So this one goes from like 75 to $90. The cool thing about the holidays is that Civivi and we both have big MAP holidays. So a lot of pricing on knives is like protected by MAP. So you can't sell knives under a certain price. But during the holidays, we in Civivi do, I think like almost all of their knives, they put on huge sales. So definitely like go to your favorite retailer, go to Civivi's store or Amazon store or wherever, and chances are that these things are gonna be even less expensive than what we're pricing here. But anywhere from like 75 to $85 depending on where you're shipping or shopping. And this has got a 14C28N blade, not a sexy blade steel. It's definitely alphabet soup. It feels a little bit like 18, 813R, CMLV, ROV, TTT. Basically, it's like a little bit nicer than D2. I mean, I'm not gonna compare steels here, but basically that's what you're getting. Really nice little knife. It's got micarta inlays, stainless steel frame lock, and like just great action.
Yeah.
Deep carry pocket clip. Like, I love this thing.
The flipper on the back and the bearings, dude, it just flies.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, like, and what else do you expect from Civivi? Right? Like, of course, right?
Yeah.
So great little knife, great price. Yeah, Civivi does good stuff. You actually have another Civivi that's a similar thing. It's stainless steel micarta. The blade steel on this is Nitro V. This one is the Banneray. Nitro V, again, about 90 to $110, or depending on where you shop. Sharp?
Shop, sharply
both.
shop, sharp for shot, sharp.
This one's cool because it has kind of that like secret flipper on the back, but that blade just like flies open. Like, look how like tiny the flipper is.
Yeah,
but
it's not rough. Like a lot of times they'll put jimping on there that could it feels like it's tearing through either your finger or your
and if you're
hands.
fidgeting with your stuff, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna like either get a really good callus, which you should have calluses anyways, or you're gonna tear your finger up. But I really like the design on this one, and that is the Banneret. Nitro V steel, great little knife from Civivi.
Yeah,
like I said, just shop around, find out.
My card is nice. I like
it. Like, and that's the other thing, Civivi does so good. Same with the Big Banter, right? That's same company, just different price ranges.
Right.
They do such a good job with their mic card.
Like,
such a good job with their mic card.
My card is my jam.
All right, now we're getting into kind of a different place for CRKT, which is really interesting. This is CRKT Squid 2. This is a carbon fiber M390 made in Italy. A lot of CRKT knives are imports from China. This is an import from Italy. So made in, I'm 99% sure it's made in Maniago, because that's where like every knife from Italy is made.
Yeah.
And you know, Burnley design. This is a cool knife. This is a pretty cool, like this is something different for CRKT. And if you guys have been watching any knife reviews out there, you've probably seen a couple people talking about it. But yeah, it's basically, it's got like the carbon fiber scales on it. And then it's like a liner lock, but it's a frame lock on the inside. Like it's like stainless steel frame on the inside. And yeah, it's not bad. Like it's really not bad. Like I like it. It goes for $1.95, right? You're paying for a little bit extra. That's what it is on CRKT's website. Again, shop around. You might find it different prices, different places. But I don't know. What do you think? You handled this a little bit.
So I feel like it's a little clunky to me. I love the like lines, the shape, everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a great design. I feel like it's the bells and whistles version.
Right.
You know what I
mean? Yeah, and that's exactly what it is.
It's
like,
pocket jewelry.
That's what they're going for, right? Yeah. And it's an interesting place for CRKT because like they've never really played in that arena. And I think this is like their second or third kind of foray into that area. And I think they're getting there. I think for me personally, the only thing I would change is I'd like a little more thumb cut out for the lockdown. That's the only thing that I would change personally.
Yeah, that is kind of hard to get my fat thumb in there.
Get the hands in there?
Yeah. Get the hands.
Next up is, this is the Wii Reaver, is what this one is. This, oh my gosh. So again, we just reached out to a bunch of our friends in the industry and in other industries, and we were like, hey man, we really dig these things. Can we check them out? And honestly, there's a box over here of stuff that we're like, no, we're not gonna put on camera, because once we got it, we're like, it's not really for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is something that not only is it for us, but I've had a hard time not carrying it so I didn't mess it up before we showed it.
It's cool, for sure.
It's so cool. So this is it's a limited edition, full titanium construction, titanium pocket clip, S30V blade, or S35 VN blade. And it goes for like $250 to $300. So like I said, we were kind of gonna step up the pricing on the knife bit. This is an expensive knife. There's no two ways around it, but gosh dang, is it so good.
It is. It's so super smooth. It's got that nice weight of a higher dollar knife.
Yep.
Something when you're looking for those premium materials that weigh a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and nice. And like when you mention weight, one thing with this knife that really sticks out to me is the balance.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, it just feels so good in your hand.
Yeah.
You know, like everything, like as soon as we're done with this video, I love this Big Banter and I've been carrying it religiously. I'm gonna be going and putting that in my pocket next. But also big price difference between the two as well.
Yeah, it's got.
So yeah. It's such a great knife.
Good spacing there for my index.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I really dig that one a lot. Speaking of your index, our good buddies over at Huckberry. Like I said, they sent us a lot of rad stuff to show off. We literally just went through their website and we're like, what is cool? You know what I mean? And we're like, these are the cool things. And these are the things we think you guys would dig and actually get use out of. And I got you something. These are actually for you, from me and Huckberry to you. Aww. But these are Giver, they call them 4-season. I don't think they're 4-season. I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. I think they're too heavy duty to be 4-season, but they call them 4-season gloves. But they're, I guess, back to the wax theme, which is interesting, but they're a wax leather, fully waterproof. They've got Thinsulate inside, and then obviously you've got the, all the leather, and they are handmade in Portugal.
Really?
Which is really cool. Yeah.
I mean, it is super high quality.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now I sized those up for you just a little bit. They're supposed to be snug when you put them on your hand, and then the Thinsulate will pack out and the leather will stretch.
Oh,
so
okay.
those are
perfect
XLs, I think. How does that feel? They should feel a little tight.
Feels pretty good. Yeah. It feels like a tight leather glove
that
has some lining in it.
Yeah, like when you put like your work glove over, like your leather work glove over like a knit glove when it's cold outside.
Oh, for sure. Exactly.
That's the thing,
dude,
right?
That's super nice leather.
I actually have some notes here on that. Give me 5 seconds. Also, guys, Kurt's a champion because we literally called him up like last minute. We're like, hey, do you want to do something together? We're not really ready. And he's like, sure. So we got some pizza, sat down at the table, made some notes, and here we are. Those gloves those are the Gerber 4-season gloves with a wax coating. They go for $135 on Huckberry's website. Now, I promise everything that we got from Huckberry is not expensive. $135 is expensive for a pair of gloves, but not when you can do ninjutsu like Kurt's doing currently.
For real, this could save your life.
Yeah, exactly. You look like Naruto. What do the kids watch?
I don't know. Some kind of anime weirdness.
But I put those on as well. They were like a little tight on my hand, but not crazy tight. Dude, those feel like they're awesome.
Dude, the leather.
So, anyways.
It's cool how they got that pressed in there.
Yeah, isn't that rad? I don't know if they like burn it with like burn it in, or I don't know how they do that, but anyways. So the Gerber gloves from Huckberry, super rad gloves. You guys should check them out. We haven't done any testing with them, but I did read a bunch of reviews. I watched some videos. I think you're gonna dig them.
Dude, I'm gonna test these things for sure.
Yeah. So maybe we'll even give you a long-term review on those once Kurt puts some work into them.
I like that.
Let's start looking at some pocket tools. So I've been really into pocket tools lately. Like I have been trying to find just like the perfect combination of like Knipex pliers, Leatherman's pry bars. I've got something really cool in my pocket. We'll do a pocket check here in a little while, I think. But let's kick it off with a couple pocket tools from some of our friends out there. And here's the thing, Gerber kind of won this category, in my opinion.
Really?
There's some really interesting pocket tools from Gerber on the table. And we're gonna kick it off with actually, again, we're just gonna kind of go by like price, more or less. No, we're not really going by price. We're just going by whatever happened to be on the table. This isn't by price, folks, but we are starting with an inexpensive one. So this is the Gerber Chunk. I love the name. The name's amazing. This is the Gerber Chunk, and it's 25 bucks. It's just a nice, like stainless steel. It's got a little design in it. It's got a pocket clip on it that you can remove. I probably would remove the pocket clip.
Yeah.
I only have really space on my pocket for like one pocket clip, and that's my knife, right? Anything else that's in my road. Jamie, however, he carries the Leatherman Free and his knife on his pocket. So
in the same pocket?
In the same pocket, on the same side. So maybe that's your deal. You could use this as a pocket clip. But you know, it's just a pry bar. It's got some micarta on it. It's got a bottle opener on it. Something interesting about this and another Gerber tool is it has a nail puller specifically in it. And like, I don't know if I'm coming across in my EDC stuff enough where I need a nail puller. However, I was thinking about it and I was like, you know, but I feel like there are times when I'm prying on, I pry on a lot of stuff. I don't know why, like I pry on a lot of stuff. I do feel like there's times where it would be nice to be able to like get underneath like the bridge of something and pop it, right? So to have two different size bridge, I actually think that would be useful. I don't think I would use it as a nail puller. I think I would use it as like an individual pry tooth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know that you pry a lot. You pry a lot with your knife though, so.
I do, I pry a lot with my knife.
We should probably figure out which one of these pry tools you like and I'll send one with those.
Exactly.
But anyways, the Gerber Chunk, super cool little pry tool, you know, 20 bucks. We've got stuff on here that you can throw in a stocking. We got stuff in here you can throw in your pocket. We got stuff in here that's a little bit of an investment. And I think that's a great stocking stuff. Yeah. Like I don't care who you are, pry tools are always handy. Unless you're Jamie. And I don't really pry, is what Jamie says.
And it has a bottle opener.
Yeah, and it has a bottle opener, which is always fun. It's, you know, it's divisive. It's a divisive thing. So we've done a lot of multi-tool stuff here on the channel, and I'll be like, yeah, it has a bottle opener, just in passing.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, if you can't open it with your teeth, you know what I mean? or it's like, oh, it's really nice it has a bottle opener. So, you know, whichever side of the fence you fall on, the Chunk still, for 20 bucks, you really
I think it's
just a solid piece of steel to pry.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely a cool tool.
All right, so stepping it up, going a little Gucci. We have Big Idea Designs. This is the tie pry bar fidget. I'm pretty sure that's all of the words. I might be saying the words in the wrong order. But so this is kind of cool. Big Idea Designs sent this over to us. This is actually a Kickstarter they're doing right now. What they do is they do these small Kickstarter runs where it's like, okay, cool, we're gonna do a short Kickstarter run and then we're gonna ship. So I'm pretty sure these are gonna be shipping very soon. Obviously, check out Big Idea Design. We got a link down in the description. But it's just a new pry bar they have. Titanium, and it's got, I knew you'd love this, because it's got these like magnet fidgety things on it. So it's also like a little fidget toy as well. Kurt was playing with this a lot before, and he's like, have you not annoyed your office members with flicking your knife enough? We'll get the Big Idea Design Pry.
I gotta be honest,
what you said.
At first I grabbed it and I was kind of just playing with it and thinking like, another pry bar with a gimmick.
Right.
But I literally have been sitting here messing with this thing the entire time.
Well, and that's the great thing about
it's pretty cool.
That's the great thing about Big Idea Designs. I feel like they put a lot of thought into what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Anything that they do, and we've got a couple Big Idea Designs on the table. Anything they do, I feel like it really has like meaning. Like they're like, oh, this exists for a reason. So even like you're like, it's gimmicky, but here he is.
I'm loving this thing now.
So yeah, so $70. It's a solid bar titanium. $70 for a little fidget pry bar. It's got a pocket clip, removable pocket clip on it, and you know, may or may not be your thing, but it's pretty cool, pretty dang cool. A little bit of pocket jewelry, a little bit of fun. You know?
Guys, if nothing else, it's something to show your friends and say, check this out.
Exactly.
And they'll be like, that's so crazy.
Exactly.
I don't know about that. And then they'll try it and they'll be like, oh,
wait a minute. All right, so next up we have, this is kind of an interesting one from Big Idea Designs. So this is, that actually shows you something we're gonna talk about. This is the Big Idea Design Everyday Screwdriver. And this is a really interesting tool. So it's like a titanium frame lock screwdriver, folding screwdriver. It does have a pocket clip on it. And then it also has a bunch of bit storage on the back of it. So I think that this is really cool. I don't think that I personally would use it as an everyday screwdriver, just me personally. And the reason is I would want to flick it open, and this bit inside here, it doesn't want to fall out by any means, but it moves just a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I don't want to think about it. However, we've got a tool burrito from NYX on the table, which we're going to talk about here in a little while. And so we've been trying to find cool tools to put in my tool burrito. I would get a bunch of Weehaw bits for this, and I would make this my knife repair tool. That's what I would do.
That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, it's got bling factor, right?
Oh, for sure.
It's super cool. It holds all your bits that you're gonna need to disassemble your knives, and you can put it in your kit and just feel like extra rad.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Sure.
Let's be honest. That's
Titanium.
what it is. Yeah, titanium frame lock screwdriver, right?
The only thing I'm bummed about is they have the beautiful titanium, like the whole thing is just gorgeous.
Oh, gorgeous.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I feel like they kind of skimped on the bits.
Oh, you don't like that? Like you think they should have went like a black bit or something?
Maybe
like
a black bit or just something to match. I don't know.
Now, knowing Big Idea Designs, and I can't confirm this on this, I'll bet that those are actually fairly nice bits, though.
I'm sure they are.
But I'm with you. They definitely stand out on the tool, right?
Yeah.
Sure. I'm with you on that.
But I mean, what they make, the stuff that they make, their design,
it's so good.
Is really cool.
Now, obviously, this is all titanium frame lock pocket clip with some really unique bit storage options on it. So this thing goes for $120. So not for everybody, but I think if you're looking to make a blingy tool roll, this is the thing. This is definitely the thing to throw in there.
Cool.
Sure. Which actually, let's just talk about it really quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
We've got a NYX Tool Burrito, and this is the one that me and Jamie have been using recently. You hadn't even seen this thing yet.
I haven't even seen it.
Yeah. So NYX Tool Burrito. This is a pretty new product. And basically, you can put some tools in it. You got a little catcher here where you can put your Loctites and whatever. As you can see, we don't have anything in it currently. Because like I said, we're trying to build it out. But the really neat thing about it is that this is designed to put out on your workbench. You've got where your tools go. You've got a place to disassemble your knife. And you have these little magnets that you can put all your screws and bits and bobs.
That's cool.
It's a really great design. I don't have a price on this. I know it's not very expensive. I think it's $30, $35, somewhere in that range. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure. Go check it out, nafs.com. Everything we have on the table, there are links down in the description, so we got it down in the description as well. But it's just a nice canvas, well stitched.
Dude, that's nice.
Isn't that cool? The magnet closure?
Keep it closed.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyways, NYX Tool Burrito, if you need some good, just a good way to take apart your knives and to store your bits.
Dude, this is way cool.
Yeah, I love that thing.
It's kind of like, it almost is in the realm of some of the smaller Expedition pouches and stuff that you can get.
It's got that feel to it. The quality
is there.
Completely agree.
But it's a burrito.
And Ben made it, so it's made well, and it's a little OCD, and it's for cheap suckers.
Oh yeah.
That's Ben's whole MO.
Here's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for the edition that comes out with the Space Kitty. I want one of those.
You heard it here first. Special edition coming. I don't know. Okay, cool. Let's jump back into our our little tools. We've got the CRKT tool. This is the CRKT Tool Pry Cutter Keychain Tool.
That's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful. So it's again, I was on CRKT's website and I was like, what are some new kind of interesting things they have going? And this was something that I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So you have a pry on it, obviously. You've got the little holders that hold your bit driver in it. And then you have this little cutting wheel that you can cut things with. So.
Do you want to know what else you have?
What's that? A bottle opener?
A bottle opener, and if you get lonely, a little friend. Watch, just getting tight. Hello.
I love it. I love it.
No, this is cool.
You got Dinosaur George.
Dinosaur George. Call that. That's the Ryan right there.
Yeah, that's the Ryan. That's our buddy Ryan over there. That's the Ryan.
No, dude, I think it's cool. It's just like you said, like to have a pocket dump or a layout, something that you can change in and out. It's fun. Yeah. You know, so something like this is really cool.
No, it's really cool. It's a handy little tool. And then let me see this really quick because this also has kind of that nail pull function to it. I don't know if they're calling it a nail pull at CRKT. But also just kind of an interesting thing. But I think that it could come in handy to have a split sometimes to be able to just like get under stuff and pry it maybe in a different angle. But pretty cool. I will say that for me personally, that the driver on this, it would be like, okay, cool, like you're just making it work. Like,
last resort.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely not like
I need to get this done right now. I don't have time to go grab the right.
Exactly. But it's fun to see all the workings, and then they do have different hex or different like wrench sizes throughout the whole thing. There's like 3 or 4 wrench sizes built into the handle. So cool. Yeah, kind of a cool little knife or kind of a cool little tool. $20. Again, just talking about like stocking stuffers.
I think they should make a pizza cutter.
Oh, that'd be rad. Like a full size one?
Will you please make an OTF pizza cutter?
Oh, an OTF. That would be amazing. It'd be like this fat. All right, guys. OTF. I'm gonna get a Kickstarter together for an OTF pizza cutter. I love it. Okay, going with kind of the compact idea that we have going there. Another little big idea design tool. This is just a big idea mini pry. This is a mini tie pry. So little piece of titanium that's filed down to be a pry tool, goes on your keychains. You can see the hole right here. Honestly, outside of your keychains, I don't think it'd be very useful. I think this is the type of tool that you put on your keys. So it's just like you have your keys on you, you have a little tool. So whether it's using it as a flathead screwdriver, whether it's using it as a pry thing or something to pick at stuff, or this also, it doesn't have an edge on it, but it's thin enough that you could easily use this to score packages, like you'd use your keys to score a package. So basically, it's just like a little key saver, little piece of titanium, throw it on your keychain, forget it's there until you need it. You know what I mean? You were asking me, you were like, what would you even use that for?
Okay, so
which is fair. It's a fair question.
I have a confession. I know what I would use it for.
What would you use it for?
This is gonna sound, I'm gonna get crap for this, but when I cut my fingernails, I cut them super short. Okay. And that like first day opening any kind of like soda or drink like that.
So you'd use it as a soda popper.
I use that as a soda popper. 100%. I would crack open.
Hey, we've all been there.
Miscellaneous beverages.
We've all been there. So miscellaneous beverage opener on top of all the other things that we pointed out.
And you can anodize that, make it cool colors.
Exactly, which is super fun. And $25. So little piece of tie, throw on the keychains. If you're not looking for something as complicated as the CRKT one, or you don't need this many functions, this is gonna do a lot. It's just handy to have a little pry tool on you every once in a while.
And maybe you're out getting a steak dinner and you're I'm just kidding. I wouldn't recommend that on your teeth.
I don't think that would be good for your teeth, but teach their own.
Yeah, whatever, do your thing.
All right, you've got a really cool one. This is part of a series of stuff that Gerber's been doing. This is the Gerber Armbar Slim Pry. Or Slim Drive. This is the Slim Drive, sorry, is what it's called. So you get, you just get your locking blade on one side, and then on the other side, you get your armbar driver, which is really cool.
I'm scared.
Yeah, don't cut yourself. Kurt was like, man, I haven't like done knives on camera for a minute. He's like, I'm like, you know the rules, man. If you cut yourself, we just keep rolling. So
yeah.
Now the drive on this is really cool because it's a two-sided drive bit. So you have your Phillips and you have your standard. Also, I'm pretty sure that's a standard 1/4 inch drive, so you can put whatever driver you want inside of that. I do wish it locked.
It would be nice.
That's my only thing. I think that this is a sharp little tool for 40 bucks. I really do. I think it's compact. It gives you just enough usability. And actually, I think this transitions just into doing a little pocket check for you, because there's something you've got in your pocket that's similar to
it's
this.
very similar.
Right, but not as compact.
Not as
There's
compact.
a trade-off. There's a trade-off.
I've got the trade-off.
Yeah, so this is the Gerber Armbar Slim Drive. I think it's a cool little tool.
So my kids play lacrosse,
Yeah.
and I have one of these in each of their bags.
Awesome.
That way, if they need to adjust their stick, whatever, they can do it on the fly, throw it back in their bag.
Awesome.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice if it locked though.
Yeah. And again, not the end of the world with something like that, but
it's so nice because it's fairly centered. So just to twirl it in your hands, it just feels natural. It's not like
you're not fighting it.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing with a lot of drivers on multi-tools is a lot of the drivers just aren't that useful. Yeah. Like, and that's the fact is they'll get the job done, but they're not like useful. The armbar is very useful.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like some of those things, when you're putting so much pressure on a screw head, and then you just want to fold in half, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah, but I think it's good. It does have a detent there. Yeah. Like I said.
Well, you're using them, so.
My kids are using them.
That's awesome. So. That's way awesome. So that brings us to a pocket check. This was not planned, by the way. And just in case you've seen any of the videos on the channel, what are you carrying today?
I'm carrying a Milwaukee Fastpack.
Yes. Not just any Fastpack, the 1505.
The 1505.
You're carrying the 1505. Now, why are you carrying the 1505?
Okay, so I was carrying the
1500, I think.
1500. It has like the extra blades in the thing.
Yeah.
But I was sending you a photo of what I was carrying, and you were like, no way, check out mine. And yours had the screwdriver on the back, and I was like, what the? That's genius. Like, I want that all the time. So yeah, I'm carrying that.
That's awesome.
And it does lock, which is cool.
Locking driver, which is really nice.
You know.
Two-sided comes with it.
Two-sided
I've got
bit.
an entire video on the channel if you guys want to go check it out. And that video is actually really cool because we went and shot that one, and I think, and me and Jamie were talking about this, so I'm not saying anything I haven't already said to Jamie. I think it's like the best looking video we've ever done on the channel. Like
Really?
Jamie just knocked the edit out of the park. I think the information's good too. Like it can't just all be flash and not substance,
for sure.
right? But like that video is pretty. And Jamie did such a good job on it. So anyways, check the video out if you want a whole rundown on the 1505. But I just thought it was cool that that's what Kurt was carrying today.
Yeah, so.
Not planned.
Not planned. And there are a couple things that I wish that were different.
Yeah. Yeah, your gripes were like pocket clip, the lock on the driver.
The lock on the driver.
Yep.
Yeah, the lock on the driver being on the wrong side.
Yep. And then you were saying that you don't really like the bottle opener on top.
Okay,
because of where the pocket clip's at.
If it was flipped and the pocket clip was going this way, it would be just fine because you're pushing against a flat surface.
You're not hitting a tooth.
But when I'm putting this in my pocket and I'm pushing down, your thumb drags on those teeth, and that's not.
A couple guys in the comments of that video actually said that they had cut the bottle opener off because they found the same thing. I haven't found that problem, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you can open a bottle pretty easy
with anything.
With anything.
Exactly.
But yeah. I love this. I carry it literally every day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, and speaking of Jamie, I think that Jamie's got an iWatch. And Huckberry sent Jamie a really cool little backpack. So let's take just 5 seconds for a little tech corner with Jamie.
Okay, first off, this is an Apple Watch, not an iWatch. Let me tell you why Apple Watches are actually great gifts and actually great things to carry around with you. So this is an Apple Watch Ultra, but this applies to all Apple Watches. These are great because they actually get you off your phone, surprisingly. I know it's another piece of tech, yada, 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 but these are great because you can look at a message, get the irrelevant information, put it back down. You don't have to pick up your phone and get distracted. So check out the Apple Watch. Second one, from our good buddies over at Huckberry. This is a backpack that I've been trying on for the last couple days. This is a Peak Design Everyday Bag V2. It's got a lot of customization features. It's got this sweet little mag latch thing that they call it, which is like super satisfying, and I love it very much. Inside you have some cool divider doohickeys. I got my headphones in here. You can pull this thing out. Let me show you these real quick. So they have these dividers. There's 3 of them in this particular backpack, but there's all sorts of things you can do with these. You can make compartments with them. You can like put little pockets and all sorts of weird, crazy things. So there's a bunch of customization you can do with this everyday bag. So if you're into like cameras, tech, that type of thing, and you need a good backpack, Peak Design, Everyday Backpack, V2. Back to you, Zach.
But first, there were a couple things that were just too big to fit on the table. So I'm coming from the future to make sure that you know about them for Black Friday, for Christmas, for all the good stuff. One of them comes at no surprise if you've been watching the channel, the Precision Adjust Elite from Worksharp. I love this thing. I did an entire video on the channel. That video was not sponsored by Worksharp. This statement is not sponsored by Worksharp. I'm horrible at knife maintenance. I'm horrible at keeping my knives sharp. This has made it so much easier. So Worksharp makes a ton of great stuff, but this specifically I can recommend a ton. So this is awesome. You should check this out. All right, next thing. So the next thing, if you had told me about this a few months ago, honestly, I would have been super skeptical. So I have been testing out these NYX boots. Now, full transparency, Nick did send these to me. They sent them to me and they said, hey, we know you like Red Wing. We know you've worn Thorogood, Whites, all the different ones at Dan's, all the different boots out there. We want you to check ours out. There's no money exchange. No, they're not telling me to say anything good or bad about it. They just wanted to see how I like the boots. I really love these boots. I have been wearing leather work boots since I was like 13 or 14 years old. And these NYX boots by far are the most comfortable, quickest to break in, and nicest boots I've ever owned. Now, these boots are very expensive. They are handmade in the Pacific Northwest, and I think they go for like $550. I have never paid that much for a pair of boots in my life. Having had the opportunity to test these out and wear them and put a bunch of miles and a bunch of work in these things, I mean, I've literally only been wearing these for a couple months. You can see they've been used. I would spring for them. That's just me personally. I would spring for them. So I'm not saying they're for everybody. I am saying if you're into boots, if you're into either fashion or for work, you should at least check out NYX, give them a consideration. There's a link down in the description. I don't get anything if you click the link. Just again, showing you some cool stuff that I've been checking out. Check them out. All right, finally, we got something that's kind of weird, and that's why I wanted to include it in this. I have been having some knife storage issues, so I've been looking at a bunch of knife storage solutions, video coming really soon. And one of those is this Koenig Safe. They make it in a small version, they make it in a big version, but it's pretty cool. You can do fingerprint to open it up, you can do codes to open it up, or they have these like little RFID tags and cards and stuff you can use. And it's literally for your safe queens. So there you go. So whether it's locking up important pieces of your collection, whether it's locking up, like important watches, medicines, pew-pews, whatever it is that you need, this is actually a pretty cool little system. I actually have a lot more to say about this. I like a lot about it. I like it enough to suggest it to you guys if somebody in your life needs something like this, but we do have a full video coming talking about other storage solutions and this one, but check it out. Could be cool. They're like 120, 130 bucks, something in that range right now for the holidays. All right, now jumping back into it, to round off our kind of pocket tool, multi-tool, stocking stuffer contenders here, we've got the Lockdown series from Gerber. So you've got that's the Gerber Lockdown Slim. It's just got a pair of scissors, a blade, and then of course it's got the both locking scissor and blade, and then it's got a pry on the end of it with the nail pry that we talked about.
Yeah, it has that nail, a little cutout.
And it's like a chunk of tool. Like it's
heavy for sure.
And it's got a pocket clip on it. So again, if you're looking for something that, if you're in a primarily pry and like cut situation, that could be a great little tool. Now,
it has a bottle opener.
And it has a bottle opener. Now, the other one that I picked up here is the Gerber Lockdown. And this one's got like a handful of tools on it. So it's got like a driver in it that you can do. It's got a number 11 utility blade. It's got an awl. It's got a knife blade, and it has a rasp with a scraper on it. I picked this one intentionally because this is not a tool that I would buy. But we've done a bunch of multi-tool reviews on the channel, and I've kind of called out the awl a little bit. Okay. And I've kind of called out the scraper a little bit, and people have said, hey, I really like having a scraper and I really like having an awl on my tools. So, if that's you, then the Gerber Lockdown is for you.
Yeah.
Straight up. It's got a great locking scraper on it if you find that you're in need for the scraper a lot of times. And then let me see which one it is. It's got, like I said, the number 11 utility blade, but here it is. And it's got an awl. So if you've watched my other videos and you've said, oh dude, you gotta have an awl no matter what. Dude, you gotta have a scraper no matter what. Boom. I found a tool that has both lock, cock, and ready to rock.
That's pretty sweet.
And it has a driver, which I'm totally about the driver.
Yeah,
right. So
for sure.
Cool little tool from Gerber. The Slim goes for 45 bucks, and the Lockdown I just showed you goes for 60. So cool little tools, which now gets us into the really fun stuff.
Nice.
So not only did we just have a good time doing this, now we're gonna get into some real fun stuff. And like, this is the one I've been itching for the whole time. You got it. You know what it is. Oh, yes! Guys, we had to have some fun. So we got on Amazon and we ordered ourselves a little BB Pew Pew. So CO2 powered, it's a Colt Peacemaker replica, and this thing is freaking awesome. It is so much fun. So it's 6 shots, you use CO2, and you take it camping and you have a great time. So just a ton of fun, just a ton of fun. It actually has, this is actually really fun here. It actually has the cartridges here. They're actually the shape you would want them to be, and then you just put the BB in the end of that cartridge right there. So basically, guys, I've been eyeing this on Amazon for like, I don't know, 2 years. And I was like, you know what? We're doing a gift guide and we can show whatever we want. So we're gonna put this bad boy in. And then I picked up this like actual leather, actual tooled holster made in Mexico. And this thing was 30 bucks, 35, 37 bucks, something like that.
It's legit.
It's
like
so
super nice, thick grade leather.
It's so nice. So basically, for 140 bucks, this can all be yours. So highly recommend it. Definitely got to do it. So
heck yeah.
I've been so excited about that. I've already went through like 3 CO2 cartridges. Just like setting up cans. Every friend I have is, I'm like, God, you gotta try this, man. You gotta try this. So
and it weighs, for those of you who also have
know
had that in your cart.
Yep.
It weighs the right amount.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
pretty cool.
So some other fun stuff that we have on the table. Actually, this one's really cool too. So this is obviously Slingshot. So this is a titanium Slingshot. It's got 3 shots in it and a little pry bar on the end of it. And this is from our good buddy Taylor over at Best Damn EDC. This is one of his products. And he makes this in conjunction with Big Idea Designs, which is really fun.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, like just an awesome little like EDC Slingshot. I think it is so dang fun.
I think it's great, honestly, and Taylor would.
Yeah, of course. Well, and the cool thing is I love that it has like some like, not only would I carry this because I have a little bit of Dennis the Menace inside of my heart and soul, but I'd also carry it because it has a pry end on it.
Heck yeah.
But he didn't put a bottle opener. So we give him, give him a point or take away a point for that. I'm gonna give him a point because everything.
We could open it.
Everything doesn't have a bottle.
Probably open a bottle.
Yeah.
You could open a bottle
for
with that maybe 10 different ways.
For sure. Exactly. You could probably shoot the top of a bottle off with the BB. So yeah, so Taylor's got these. We got a link down in the description. It just helps Taylor. Like, it doesn't help us if you buy. A lot of the stuff on the table, guys, we really just got because we thought it was cool. Some of the links help the channel out. A lot of the links are just to go to our friends in the community that we love. And so Taylor's one of those. So click the link, buy something from Taylor. This is it's a cool little deal. I think it goes for like 70 bucks. Yeah. So like, you know, it's a fun, fair price for what the thing is.
Like you said, we all have a little bit of Dennis the Menace in
Yes. Well, and if you have a lot of Dennis the Menace in you, Huckberry has something for you on that front. I like that you pointed at me because you're 100% correct. All right, so this right here, guys, it does not get more Dennis the Menace than this. This is just perfect. I remember you looking at it, and were you looking at it because you thought it was fake? Did you think that this wasn't real wood because it was so perfect?
I thought because it's so perfect, there's no way. And then I picked it up and I was like, oh dude, like I can like flake this off.
That's real wood.
That's real wood.
Yeah, so this is something that Huckberry sells. I can't remember the exact name. I got a little note here. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Can I find it? Dude, it's so fun. It's
I want to stick this in my back pocket and go walk the neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. Dennis, or whatever Mr. Wilson says.
Yeah.
So it's the Hella Best Slingshot number 4. These are handmade. This is real wood. It like wrapped in twine, like super fun, $30. So, and I'll tell you right now, like it's harder and harder to find these rubber bands and stuff, and like it's got an actual like leather pouch to it.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's done well.
Here's the thing:
sure.
you 100% can go out back, go to the woods, go to the local park, and find yourself a nice Y and make you one of these. And I totally recommend that you do that. If you just want something fun, or if you got some kids, or if you got a couple buddies that you're trying to get some gifts for $30, you really can't beat it. Like, it's just so good.
Yeah.
You know, like, and like,
yeah.
you could shoot rocks out of it, you could shoot pellets out of it, you can shoot whatever you want out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe baby coconuts.
Baby coconuts, exactly. So anyways, $30, Huckberry. That's the Hella Best Slingshot number 4 or something. Anyways, Slingshot, link down in the description. You guys know the story. Okay, so we gotta go to the next fun thing here, right? Okay. So I teased this at the beginning. This is the fully functioning Boker OTF Pen. And I love this thing so much.
It's got all the right, the sound.
Everything is there. And it's a D2 blade.
Are you serious?
Oh I love that they took the time to put a D2 blade in this thing. So just a lot of fun on this thing. You know, I will say though, it is a little expensive.
Really?
And I mean, it's a mechanism, it's, you know, whatever it is. But that OTF pen goes for right around $80 to $100, depending on where you pick it up at. So shop around, see where you can find the best price. But tink.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, like, I know OTFs.
Yeah.
This is solid.
Dude, it's a solid little firing OTF, man.
Yeah.
I actually, I want to take it apart and see how it works. Because I'm wondering if it works like a normal OTF or there's something else weird going on in there.
You should take apart the next one.
Yeah.
And give this one to me.
Okay. Just kidding. All right, I'm gonna give Kurt this pen.
This thing is super cool though.
So super fun, $80 to $100. It is, like I said, a little spendy, but man, I think it's worth it.
Heck yeah.
Super fun.
Heck yeah.
All right, sweet. I think that we've got some more like pocket tools. We got 1 or 2 more cool things from Huckberry that I think you guys are really gonna dig, but I think now we're gonna jump into some of the big boy stuff that we got.
Okay.
And we're gonna ease you guys into my other favorite thing at the table. Actually, Jamie, let's flash a picture of the picture I sent Kurt, showing him how excited I was to do this video. Okay, I'm assuming you've seen it now. So you know what's coming, but we're gonna do that. Wait, we're gonna get there. So let's kick it off with this, with the Tomahawk here. So let me grab my notes here. So there are 2 CRKT Chogans that we have here on the table. So this is the CRKT Chogan hammer, and then we have the CRKT Chogan hatchet. Now they come with like a rubber blade shield, just like a shield across the edge. And then you can also get these leather sheaths to go with them. So the hammer goes for $60, the hatchet goes for $48. This hatchet's actually based on the rifleman's tomahawk from 1804.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then obviously this is just like a really classic looking hammer, like hammer, hatchet, tomahawk.
Yeah.
So it's got that one's got a 1055 head and a hickory handle. And then I don't know what the head is on this one. It's stout. I mean, it's a solid chunk of steel.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about this is actually a hollow, like glass reinforced handle. So it's a fiberglass handle, but it's hollow. So it's gonna absorb a lot of the swing, which is really cool. And it's really light. It's like, it's top heavy. So when you're going to chop, it really wants to chop. And then, like I said, you can get these leather sheaths. These are separate. They're on the website. I think they're like $15, $20 or something like that. They're not much, and they're nice sheaths. They're not like the Gerber sheaths we looked at earlier, where it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these are like,
no, this is
this
is good leather.
Yeah. And then on the little one, it has a belt loop, but on the Tomahawk, it does not have a belt.
Just covers the blade.
Yeah, just covers the blade. And Chogan stands for blackbird. I don't know in which Native American language, but in one of the native languages, Chogan stands for blackbird. So if you wanted to know what it meant, that's what it means.
That's very cool.
And that brings us to the dragon. I actually don't know, what do they call this? Knight's sword. This is from Boker, guys. And first off, big view, okay? First off, big view. This is a pretty nice sheath that this thing comes in with like an actual usable, you can hang it off your belt, go to the Ren Fair, or just walk around town like Lynn Thompson, do what you want, live your best life. And then it's got a wrapped handle, and then, dude, look at this thing. So yeah, this thing's just awesome. There's nothing else to say about it. It's just awesome. So it's like 41 inches total, 31 inches of blade, like perfect. And it's only like $130. It's like, yeah, it's so nice. It's almost sharp.
It's almost sharp.
It's almost sharp. Most swords don't come sharp, especially not a $130 sword, let's be honest. It's almost sharp, but yeah. So that right there, guys, is if you only get one thing on the table, actually it might be that. I might do the Colt if it was gonna do one thing on the table. If I was gonna do the two things on the table, I think the old sword would be.
The sword would be in
awesome. I know we don't all have a use for a sword, but again, it's that Dennis the Menace in my heart.
Yeah.
That wants to use
7-Eleven Slurpees. Exactly.
Exactly. On the note of mischievousness, our buddies over at Huckberry also have this really cool kit. You were kind of geeking out on this.
I was. Yeah.
I've already promised this to somebody.
No,
sorry, I can't give you this. But I'll get you one. I'll get you one.
All right.
This is a lock picking kit. That's
so fun.
That Huckberry has. Yeah, it's so cool. So you have, I haven't even opened it up all the way because I didn't want to lose any pieces before the video. Because I knew if I opened it, I was going to play with it, but I can't play with it right now. So this is a perfect time to open it. So let's open it together, everybody. So this is what you get. It comes with instructions. So obviously you have the see-through lock, so you can kind of see all the little like actuators, tumblers. I don't pick locks. I don't know what all those things are called.
Me either.
But James Bond would know. And then you have a set of keys that come with it if you need to quick open it. And then there are a set of picks in here. Maybe not in here. Yeah. Oh, here we go. You had to pry. I was being dumb. It doesn't slide. But then it has a full set of picks inside. I think it's like 4 sets of picks.
It's cool.
So it's really cool. It's really cool. Lock picking is actually something I've always been interested in. I have bump keys. Like I've made bump keys. I don't know if you've ever made bump keys before. But I have bump keys, but like actually being able to pick a lock is really fun. So anyways, really cool. And again, when we're talking stocking stuffers and we're just talking cool stuff for the holidays, I think this thing's like $35 or something. Like you can't beat it. Like it's just fun, you know? Like this is a perfect thing. Like either you or somebody you care about opens it up at Christmas, and then what are you doing, man? You're just sitting around, not on your phone.
Oh yeah.
You're sitting around the Christmas tree, hanging out, eating cookies or whatever, picking locks.
Enjoying real life.
Yeah, how much cooler is this than being on your phone? You know what I mean? Like, so that's really cool. And then we got a couple other just little cool things here. So we've got this really cool driver from CRKT. So this is the Hex Bit Driver. It's just like a solid piece of brass. It's got a driver on the end. You just buy some Weehaw bits or whatever your preference is. Put it in your tool burrito, right? Obviously. And then it's got, you can even read the bearing on the top. It's got an ABEC 9 bearing. So for any of you skateboarders, or more importantly, you rollerbladers out there. I always wanted to.
Later die.
Yeah, dude, it was the Killer Bees.
Yeah.
The Killer Bees. And the Killer Bee ones. And then what was the Brink?
Yep.
I was a soul skater, guys. Let's be upfront. I was a soul skater. So you got an ABEC 9 bearing on top, which is actually really cool because then you have like really nice smooth actuation of this. So it's a really cool piece. It's got a nice weight to it. It's like $26. So
I have one of those. Yeah. I like it. It's fun.
You dig it? Yeah. So great little addition there. And then Big Idea Designs has a lot of really cool pens. One of the ones that we're really excited about, I think is this a screw top or is it a pull top? They have a couple, it's a pull top. This is,
fancy.
EDC fountain pen. They have it in a bunch of different flavors, like Big Idea does. So, you can get copper, brass, titaniums, all the things. But the cool thing about this is, it's a fountain pen. This is actually Jamie's. He let us use it. Thank you, Jamie. It's so nice. And it's a little short, but when you post the cap on the end, you get a full-size pen, which is really cool. So if you're into fancy writing utensils, I think this goes for like $100 on their website, which for a fountain pen is really good.
Right.
But I'm not a fountain pen guy. A little too much maintenance for me personally. You have to consider elevations a lot. I just know I'd be on my motorcycle at like 10,000 feet and the pen would blow up in my pocket. But really cool pen, especially if you do like journaling and stuff like that. I do handwritten journaling, but again, I'm all over the place all the time. So nice pen. Jamie's really been digging that. Which actually brings me to my pocket check, just really quick. So you guys already saw, I've got my big banter. Very excited about this thing. I'm not joking, like no hype. This thing is awesome. If you enjoy the banter, chances are you're gonna probably like this more. That's my honest opinion. I'm not even a big knife guy, and I love this thing.
Yeah.
So really, really great knife. Of course, I have my Phoenix E12 with my patent pending hairband. And then I've got something kind of exciting. So I can't remember what this is called. It's from Alpaca. I don't remember the exact name of it, but we'll flash the name here on the screen. But it basically, I'm trying out a bunch of pocket and hip EDC tool organizers, and I'm gonna do a whole video on it. This one though sucks because I don't wanna get it out of my pocket. And I'm having a hard time carrying the other ones because I like this one so much. So I've got a Big Idea Design double click pen. This one's pretty cool, it's the mini. So you close it that way, and then you can click either side to close it.
That's cool.
So it's really fidgety, just really fun and fidgety. And it has a good click noise, which I like with a pen. Of course, I have my Carta Compact, and then I have a small pair of, thank you to all of you guys out there, I have a small pair of NYX pliers that I've really been digging. These have been really handy. Then in the main pocket, let's leave that out. In the main pocket, I've got all my cards and stuff, and then because it's winter and I'm a bit of hobo in my heart, I do have a lighter in here, just in case I find myself in a situation where I'm stuck out in the wild and I need to make a fire. So, anyways, really been digging this thing. It's a lot of fun. I think it was like 35 bucks or something. You were crushing on it a bit too, right?
Before we started, I was playing around with it and just checking it out. I was also checking out the pliers.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, you got to get some of those,
yeah,
man. Like
for sure.
they're definitely a game changer, that's for sure. Cool. And then I think all of that being said, I think the last thing we have is, let's say you get some of this cool EDC stuff. Huckberry has this really cool leather EDC organizer, USA made. And I think it's like, here, let me see actually, let's see. This is the leather catch-all by Rustico, 40 bucks. So
it's cool.
USA made, $40, nice leather. It's got copper rivets. Throw that on your dresser and just dump your pockets.
Dump your pockets.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Keys, phone, wallet.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's everything on the table.
It's awesome. Dude, this is some cool stuff.
Dude, thank you so much.
Seriously,
for being here.
no, thank you.
Like, I was like, dude, if we're gonna go through a bunch of cool stuff, I need to have Kurt. Like, that's all there is to it.
I appreciate that.
And thank you guys for watching. We've got a bunch of links down in the description for everything that we have on the table. Let us know if we missed something that you're really excited about or something that you're really looking forward to. We got a lot more rad videos coming. Catch you on the next one.
Oh, I forgot to give this to you.
Dude.
Don't leave it in your car. It's chocolate.
I'm gonna eat it right now, bro. That's so cool. Thanks, man.
Of course.